Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're checking out the updates dropping next Monday, August 29th, overnight in the Americas and early in the morning, I believe, in Europe. So stay tuned for that. A couple quick updates for the channel here. We're nearing 25,000 subscribers. That's outstanding. If and when we actually hit that number, we'll be doing some giveaways, no doubt. So I just checked the other day, about 40% of the people watching the videos aren't subscribed. If you want to subscribe now, it helps the channel. I appreciate the support, and you'll be eligible for those giveaways when they come, hopefully relatively soon, but we'll see how long it takes. And these update videos, I like to get you guys feedback in the comments so I know what you're interested in, how you're feeling about the update, and what you want me to focus on when the update drops. So, first up, German battleships arrive in force. Alternative German battleships. We got Tier 4 Derflinger, Tier 5 Mackensen, Tier 6 Prinz Heinrich, Tier 7 Zeiton. Alright, now, the difference here from the early access normally is that the Tier 7 will now be available right off the bat. Now, if you don't know how early access works, when they introduce new lines, they put out a lot of German battleship crates. You'll get them from campaign, just playing the game, whatever. That's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend buying those crates because you'll get these ships in just a month's time. So have a little patience. Save your doubloons for more cost-effective ways to spend them. That's my advice. Nevertheless, if you get these crates, you can get the Tier 3 through 7, actually Tier 4 through 7 ship now. So interesting there. It says the new German battleships are all about enhanced secondaries. All right. And some of them even have torpedoes. So that sounds interesting to me. Those ships are usually quite fun to play. Hopefully these guys are enjoyable. Sonar available from Tier 5 and up. So all in all, they kind of sound Bismarck-esque, which are, with a hint of Tirpitz, or Odin with the torpedoes, Scharnhorst. So a lot of fun, those type of ships. Hopefully these ones are no different. The Tier 8, the Prinz Ruprik, will arrive in the next update. So that'll be the next Tier 8 ship in the game. I know a lot of you guys are trying to grind out those ships. I'm still working on them myself. Speaking of Tier 8, Bushido campaign Musashi, Tier 8, the sister ship of Yamato. Also going to have super thick guns. Going to be able to overmatch a lot of armor in the game. So they felt we need a backline Betty into Tier 8 as quickly as possible. Here it is. All right, so that's going to be plenty of those sailing around. That's the next campaign ship. Should be interesting. We'll check it out. Let's see here. What else we got? Transformers go legendary. Okay, we got Transformer collab again. And this will be ship skins, commanders, containers. Alright, so we did this once before. Now, the first crop of Transformer commanders, frankly, weren't that good. They were all semi-interesting. I'm sure some of you guys used them. But compared to the bulk of the commander fleet so far, I don't ever really use any of them. I think Megatron is a battleship range extender. Some of you guys might be interested in that, but I only put that on the champagne or whatever that goofball thing is. So we'll see if these crop Transformer commanders is better. Hopefully they are. We'll of course do a deep dive preview on those commanders as they're coming available here. Here's something most of you guys were waiting for. Legendary tier carriers coming to the game. Midway and Japanese Hakuryu. Midway being American. And they'll be available in the store. The projects will be available in the store for credits or doubloons. All right, well, interesting. They're kind of into this buying campaign projects lately. Interesting turn of events. Haven't done a lot of critical thinking on it, but now that they're kind of doing it, I'll probably figure out what their goal is. I guess, obviously, to make money in some regard, but, we'll think about that. Maybe we'll talk about that next stream. Alright, so those will be interesting. Midway is the ship with the biggest HP pool compared to all of our aircraft carrying peers, and our bombers provide long-range torpedo strikes. Okay. Hakuryu brings fast planes with extremely short squadron restoration times. Okay, what we were hoping for. Ranked. Seasons 29, 30, and 31. It says 4v4 battles. I like the smaller ranked teams, so that's pretty cool. No carriers. One destroyer per team. All right. Sounds interesting. They don't tell us which tiers yet, but they say they'll talk about that here in about a week. Mobile Legends are here. All right, now the beta for the mobile game has been out, I think, since about Christmas time. All right, now I played, I don't know, 20 games on the thing. It was easier to play than I thought, but you know, I don't think you can be technically as good on the mobile. Like if you're really trying to dodge torpedoes or do some crazy shooting while evading or whatever, I think that'd be difficult. Now, there certainly will be good mobile players, no doubt. I think the game was implemented well enough on the phone that you're not automatically going to suck. But we'll see. Number one, we'll see how big the game is. Maybe it'll be a huge hit and this channel will be a cash cow. Probably not, but who knows? At least in terms of the channel. But, it could be interesting. There could be a lot of goofballs who are dropping a deuce and then, however long into the game, AFK. Hopefully that's not a often occurring problem. We'll see. I mean, there's already plenty of teammates dropping deuces on the playing field to begin with. But that's a whole nother matter. Majestic Days. What's this all about here? Welcome to the first, hopefully, of many special in-game event. Your assignment's pretty straightforward. Log in each day, starting September 12th. Complete dedicated tasks. Yes, okay. And if you miss some, you can pay a little bit of doubloons to catch up, whatever. 3 weeks long, then you're going to get an array of goods. Who knows? If you do complete it all the way through, we're going to be looking at a Tier 3 Royal Navy battleship Agincourt. And they're going to tell us a little bit about that here in a moment. New ships of the update. Now, this part I found interesting. There's historically been a handful of premium ships typically that have been released once, and they become known as stronger than average, right? So they generally have, the policy is to not re-release those. Those versions are going to be retired and now called CE. You know how you got like Founders Edition, Arkansas Founders Edition. This will be called Wichita CE. Okay, so that Wichita CE, for anyone who's got it, will remain as is. They're not going to change it at all, but then they are going to re-release a new version of the Wichita, which is tweaked a little bit, purportedly more balanced. I guess they're rolling the dice, hoping that that's the case. So they say Wichita's going to be the first one. There's going to be others. They mentioned Summers and the Mines, both Tier 7s, American and German respectively. And there'll probably be more. You can think about John Bart, which would be a hot seller if they re-released it, but maybe they need to tweak it a little bit. Some other ones. Ochakov, I could see potentially being in that list. Udachi, have they re-released Udachi? I don't know. Maybe we don't need that to happen. Let's not give any ideas there. So the Wichita is a little bit tweaked here. The damage goes down 200 with the HE. The AP damage goes up a little bit. Ricochet, the penetration angles on the AP shells aren't as good. So the enemy ships can protect themselves a little bit better. Fuse time on the shells will change a little bit. So it's tweaked. Who knows? We'll see how it is. Here's that Tier 3 British battleship we're talking about, Agincourt here. It says it was ordered by Brazil, purchased by the Ottomans, and then requisitioned by Britain when WW1 started. So, looks alright. It does say she lacks AA armaments entirely, which is always a problem at Tier 3 because there's almost always a carrier in those low tier games. British Tier 7 premium cruiser Plymouth. Now, looking at the picture, looks like it's a light cruiser. What do we got here? 16 AP only slinging guns, 2 quad torp launchers. You got sonar, radar, smoke generator. So it looks like a Tier 7 British light cruiser to me. We'll see how that does. Tier 7 premium cruiser Kutuzov. Okay, well, this one's an old campaign ship from back in the day. Backline cannon. It could be a useful role. Hard to have a lot of effect at the extreme ranges at those long-range cruisers, but you can lean on the enemies for sure and kind of pressure them that way. So I think this ship does pretty well when you have good teammates on your team. But if you're trying to carry as a solo player, it can be a little bit difficult just spamming HE or whatever. You can get in close. The AP works pretty well up close. So Kutuzov's an interesting ship. I just don't personally love the play style, but that one will be back. Balance changes. This one's a little bit surprising here. We were speculating the Tier 7 leaving the Legendary Tier matchmaking might take a little bit longer, but this is changing next Monday. So Tier 7 will now be shielded from Legendary Tier unless you're dumb enough to put your Tier 7 in a division with a Tier 8. then you get what you deserve, and I hope you're up against all legendary tiers until you learn your lesson. Don't fail, platoon. It's stupid. American Cruisers Des Moines getting tuned down a little bit. Reload going up by half second. Damage going down quite a bit, actually. About 250 on the HE shells, and more importantly, 500 on the AP shells. Radar also being decreased by 10 seconds. It had the super 40-second radar down to the standard American 30 seconds. British Premium Tier 7 Belfast 43 getting a buff. That ship was garbage. It's still going to be difficult to play. It's very, very fragile, but won't be fighting Legendary Tier anymore. That'll be a boost in and of itself. And, of course, you get some other tweaks. HE fire start and chance going up 2. Smoke generator duration, the puffing generation time, 20 seconds up from 15. And the reload decreased by a second. So, interesting there. Peter Bagration, not a ship you see too often. I always... I kind of have learned my lesson now, but often I would play it thinking it had a radar. It didn't. Now it does. That will help it out there. And then the reload goes down by a second and HP up 1,000 points. So a little bit of a boost there, but the radar should help that ship. Maybe we'll see it a little bit more often. The Pan-Europeans, something called Tier 2 Romulus. I never played that, but that's getting a buff. Tier 3 and 4, Claws, Horn, and Visby. The reload's going down on the main guns. Vesteris reload going down by a second. Torpedo launchers going down by 4 seconds. Yeah, so already quick reloading torps. And then same thing with the Skane, Tier 6. Reload going down to match the Vesteris, and the HP going up by about 900. So buffs to already good line, I think. Maybe difficult for newer players to play that line, but when you get the hang of the game, it's pretty strong. No change to the Tier 7 as of yet. So they're saying they resolved an issue with saturation that led to low HP ships surviving. I think we had a video where this bug was showing. I think we were shooting like a Brandenburg over and over again, and it was tanking the damage. And apparently that's been resolved. New penetration ribbon for torpedo bulge pen. This is when internal detonation occurs, but no damage is dealt. So I guess it's just going to tell you when that happens. Okay, fair enough. Secondary batteries with armor protection will now lose their hit locations after destruction. So if you're shooting at a ship and you hit the secondary turret, once that turret's knocked out, it's going to be kind of a non-hit. The hitbox around it will be removed, and it'll be a pen into the hull, basically, or the superstructure, wherever the gun would have blocked. So, interesting. Mobile, it says you can now link your console accounts to your mobile devices, so that'll probably entice a lot of current players to download it on the phone. And, if you're on the go and you're just jonesing for some warships, I guess you can play it wherever. All right, so there's some bug fixes here. Nothing looks too crazy. The line previously had an armor bug, I guess. It's now been restored to the 32 millimeter plate, and it should have been. Don't see too many lines, so I don't know. But that looks like that's pretty much everything contained in this update. And a lot of kind of minor things. I think the German battleships definitely look interesting to me, of course. Ranked, always fun. Well, sometimes fun, usually kind of fun. We'll see how that goes, so we'll probably play some ranked as well. But you guys let me know what you're looking forward to, what your thoughts are about this update in the comments below. That's what I'm here to keenly observe, so I can kind of plan out my content over the next update. So let me know what you guys are thinking, and once again, if you do subscribe, I appreciate that. I'd love to get to that 25,000 subscriber mark and initiate some giveaways for you guys. So stay tuned for that, but that'll do it for this one, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming for you all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.